Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. Really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciated, so thank you in advance. Now, I have one question for you. Maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. Who do you voodoo? No? Didn't get it? All right, cool. Only a handful of people will get that one, but that means we're talking about Dead Island. So, the thing about this game is that it does not take itself seriously, but it's not like over the top wacky. Like it's a very good balance. And then especially during the time where like post Left 4 Dead, everybody was trying to do like their quick, fast zombie fighting game. And a lot of them came out and were kind of duds, but Dead Island always had a little bit going for it. And this is like pre-Dying Light. Like I said, it was really Left 4 Dead was probably the only big zombie game. Resident Evil was always Resident Evil, so it doesn't really count. But this game, 4-player co-op and an actual like story mode. So unlike some of the other games where you just were like fighting from stage to stage, this one actually had like a drop in, drop out co-op mode up to 4 people, which I was always like, yes, give us that. And the different characters are basically your playing style. So based on the weapon types, you have blade weapons, blunt weapons, guns, and then you have the ability to throw melee weapons as well. So you can pick a character based on each one of those. Sam B, who was like this rapper who uses the blunted weapons, he had a song on there, like he had like a intro song to the game. And in the beginning, the song is called Who Do You Voodoo? And like he comes in and he's like just talking before he starts rapping, talking about things that go bump in the night and calling himself Papa Shango. Like it's a very dumb song, but for some reason, me and my friends all liked it. So we would just be like, who do you voodoo? For no reason, even when we're not playing Dead Island. But that was kind of a testament to the game being, well designed and well written in a way that wasn't corny, but also like, again, not trying to be like super serious. And they explain a lot of stuff that, where the story makes sense enough. So, there's zombies, but there are people who are immune to whatever the strain is. You are on this island and essentially, there's no hope, but there might be. So you got to try to, do different quests and things like that. And a lot of the quests on the game will be like fetch quests or find this particular item or something like that. And you don't have to do most of the quests. You can actually breeze through the actual game, not fast, but you can get through it kind of decently quickly if you just sped through it. But a lot of the quests you can do while you're doing another one. So I always appreciated the fact that you could knock out multiple things in one area and not do the thing where you have to go to this spot or this spot. And it only works if you have that quest active. I hate when games do that. So this game was like, doing a lot of quality of life things back then. And it was one of those games where it was like a AAA game, but it's not a big, budget type of game. But it ended up doing pretty well, and we got, Riptide, and apparently we're getting a sequel at some point. But I always looked at this game as being like, all right, there are multiple ways to do zombie games, and Dead Island figured out a way to do its own thing with the weapon crafting and stuff like that, which, again, these are things that if it appears in a game now, you would think just would be a standard for these type of games. But Dead Island was doing all of this when, it was not the standard. There wasn't really a standard for this type of game. Like I said, with the drop in, drop out method, with the loads of quests that you can do, with just how fluid and non-constricting the game felt in the sense of like the combat. Like, yeah, you can get guns, but in the beginning, you're probably not going to have any. So you gotta figure out, how you can make use of the melee weapons and upgrade them, repairing them. And you never felt like you were, although, you were scrounging for resources and the reality of it, but in the game, you never felt like it was too hard to find supplies and things like that. And there's so much of the map that, you don't have to deal with if you don't want to, but there's a lot of cool things in the game. And, it was one of those games that we could all play together. And sometimes our party might have 6 people. So, people are dropping in, dropping out as they playing, and some people are playing on their own. And, it was just, it worked in the time that we were playing it. And it was one of those games that I felt like, was really, really good. Even though after you beat it, you probably won't play it as much. At least we didn't. But during that time, it was a really good game. And I never felt like this game kind of took any shortcuts. And there were a lot of little things about the game that I really enjoyed, like the different characters and how the play styles would be vastly different. If you're specializing in the bladed weapons, I usually pick the young lady who could do that. because I like the swords and stuff like that you can make, like the flame swords, shock swords, and all of that. They won't play like the person that's specialized in, firearms, or the person, playing Sam B, who could use the blunt weapons. And everybody had you have like a meter, and there, the more attacks you do and the damage you deal, you can, use a super move. And, that was really cool to have this game be about, zombie survival, but also, be a little silly and let you get super moves off. Like, come on, how can you be mad at that? Like I said, now, they've done they did like the Riptide to it, and then we supposedly, are supposed to be getting a sequel to it, which would be really cool. I felt like, it'd be a nice time to talk about this game and see what you guys think about it. So if you know about this game, let me know your thoughts on it. Love to hear that. And I appreciate you letting me reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.